Hello, everyone. So I'm here today because I want to talk to you about Terrifier 3. Have you accepted it into your life yet? I know I have. JK. I did see Terrifier 3 more recently, one being yesterday for the first time, and then I watched it today for the second. And man, was I thoroughly impressed. No, that is not sarcasm. I actually enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. It delivered on a lot of things that I look for in a slasher movie. One being gore. It definitely didn't skimp out on that. Two being senseless killing. I mean, I don't need a whole ass backstory to why a villain becomes a villain. There, I don't care about the rhyme or the reason. I just like that they go on these killing sprees and they have fun with it because I know I have fun watching it. Um, as as far as a horror movie goes, I'm not so much real life. That's no bueno. And then third is the creative kills. They really did a good job with the kills in this one. I think this is probably my favorite out of all three because of those kills. I thought the first one was great because they're kills, but nope, three takes it for me. Um, yeah. So speaking of kills, I'll talk a little bit about that. But before I get into those kills, I will say this. Spoiler alert, I will be divulging in all of the spoilers. So if that's not your thing because you probably haven't seen it yet, you don't have to watch the rest of the video. I totally understand. And also, my thoughts tend to be a little scattered all over the place, and that might be frustrating to some of you. So if that's not your thing as well, again, I don't blame you for not wanting to watch the rest of the video. It's okay. I won't take it to heart too much. So with that being said, let's get into the kills. Let's get into my favorite one by far. So there's this one scene. It's at a college dorm. There's a couple. They're having sex in the shower, as I guess couples do, young couples do. Um, and Art shows up with a chainsaw, and he starts going into them. He does some damage to the fucking girl. She's still in the shower and she's like on the floor all mangled and shit. And he's wearing these Christmas tree sunglasses. He takes them off and he puts it on her and he does like a little boop. I thought that was pretty funny and cute. And then he goes after the guy, and my favorite by far from that scene is that he takes the chainsaw and he rams it directly right up his asshole, and then he fucking flips him over and does the same thing to his scrotum and shaft. Amazing. We need more of those types of kills, to be honest. I'm definitely a big fan of that. So yeah, that's my favorite kill by far from the whole movie. And then there's like another scene. There's a bar. They're at a bar. We have a Santa, a mall Santa. I forgot who the guy is, the actor. He played Grandpa Munster in the new Rob Zombie Monsters, and he's always in a bunch of other Rob Zombie movies. That that's him. Then you have Clint Howard. He's playing like a bar local, barfly, whatever. And then you have the bartender. I don't know who he is. I think he's lesser known. But anyways, all three of them are there drinking as people would do at a bar. And Art shows up. He pulls out his gat and he fucking shoots Clint Howard's character and the bartender. They're dead. They die. And then he takes poor Santa and he ties him up to a chair. And Art pulls out his favorite new toy, which is this liquid nitrogen tank. And he starts spraying him. He sprays his legs, his arms, his fingers and shit. Takes like a mallet or whatever and starts smashing away. Everything breaks and falls apart, as they would. And then he goes at his poor face, poor Santa's face, with a liquid nitrogen and smashes into that. Everything breaks apart. You see the exposed bone, membrane, muscle, blood, all that good stuff. And the cool part was like his eye was like going back and forth. I thought that was a cool little fact. I can't do it. For some reason, I can't do it. But that was pretty cool. So yeah, that was a cool scene as well. What's another scene? Oh, okay. Oh, the very beginning. So we have this beginning scene, and we're at some random family's house. They're not important. Spoiler alert, they die. Um, and everybody's asleep throughout the house. And Art comes in with a axe, and he starts axing away. Mom, dad get killed. Uh, what surprised me is that he fucking killed. There's a little brother and there's a little sister. He friggin' kills the little brother. He fucking hacks him to death. But they don't show that part, which was interesting. But it was still pretty cool that they fucking killed a kid in the movie, just because I feel like a lot of horror movies don't really like to touch on that. But my thing is with horror movies is no one should be safe, even kids. As uncomfortable as that might be, that shit happens in real life, not for nothing. So why wouldn't it happen in a horror movie? Is what I'm saying. Not that I would like to see that often in a horror movie, but it's cool to know like they're nobody's safe. Everybody can get it, you know. But the little girl though, we don't know her fate because the whole time this is happening, everybody else is getting hacked away with the axe. She's hiding in a kitchen cabinet, and he eventually finds her, and he like kind of does like a little wave to her, but we don't know her fate because they don't show it or we don't hear it. And that's another thing with this movie. I really like the sounds in this movie. I don't know why. It just sounded very euphonic, and I don't know if I should elaborate because without sounding like a total psychopath, but it was just like very pleasant sounding. All the blood gushing, all like everything getting mangled, and like it just sounded great. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of almost sounded like waterfalls or raindrops, stuff that relaxes you that you listen to before you fall asleep. I know I listen to that shit. So yeah, the sounds in this movie sounded really nice. So shout out to them. Shout out to the movie. Yeah, I know. What else? What else? What other kills were pretty cool? Okay, there's another one that I really liked. This is 5 years before the everything happens in this movie. We see Art and Vicky. Vicky is one of the survivors from the first movie, and she is in a psych ward. And we see her. She's like in her room, and she's on the floor, and she's eating. I don't know if she's eating one of the attendants there, like eating on her. I don't know if it was entrails or if she's eating on her fucking umbilical cord. I want to say she's eating on the umbilical cord because, in the second movie, in the post credit scene, she gives birth to Art's severed head. That I don't even want to further get into that because, like, that's a whole nother thing that I'm really not here for, but it happens. So, she gives birth to Art's head from what I remember. And, so in this movie, in the Terrifier 3, we see her chewing on the umbilical cord that's attached to Art's severed head. Yeah. So then Art the rest of his body shows up and, trying to fucking think. And then he, like, kills fucking Chris Jericho's character because he's also another attendant that works at the psych ward. What? But that wasn't my favorite kill. I'm trying to just, like, remember how get to the kill that I'm thinking of. Anyways, so yeah, we catch up with Vicky and Art, and then they go to this abandoned house, and I guess they hibernate. I don't know. They're hibernating for a while because you see Art and like he's like hidden under cobwebs. So that's interesting. And then you see these two workers. I don't know if they're like contractors or whatever. They enter this abandoned building and they're like inspecting the place, and they come across Art and Vicky, and one of the workers gets instantly killed. I forgot how he gets killed. I guess it wasn't that memorable, his kill. But the other worker was, his kill was pretty awesome. So Art is like he takes a box cutter and he's like starts scalping him. He's like cutting him down the middle. And Vicky's looking at Art doing this, and she takes like this really large shard of glass and she starts ramming it up her hoo-ha, and she's like going to town on herself watching Art kill this poor man. And then Art is taking the guy's fucking scalp and fucking like pushing it down, and it's like all disgusting. And Vicky is getting more excited, and she starts like bleeding all over the place, as one would do, because that shit is sharp as fuck and it cuts deep, no? So yeah, she's bleeding all over the place, and she's getting so fucking hot, and she finally, I guess, fucking comes or whatever. And yeah, and once Art finishes killing the guy, that's when she gets off. And Art sees her, and he fucking looks at her, and he does like a naughty, naughty, but he doesn't say anything. He just does that. But I thought that was so funny. And yeah. So yeah, as far as all the kills in the movie, those were my favorite kills. I know there's a couple of other ones, but I can't remember exactly what happens. I'll get back to you on that if you really give a shit. So yeah, other than that, I really could care less about the movie. I love the movie, but I don't care about the whole Sienna and Jonathan story. I'm sorry. I'm not there for them. I kind of like to see everybody die in this movie. I don't care about a final girl, final boy, whatever. No, I just want Art to go on killing sprees because he is a fucking psychopath. He's apparently possessed by the devil or is a demon. I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on, because then there's this whole fucking other story that happened that derived from the second Terrifier, and now there's a continuation of that, and somehow a hellmouth is opened, and I just cannot follow. I definitely have to give it a third watch to like gather my thoughts about that. But I was like, listen, I ain't here for all that. I'm just here to focus on the kills mainly, and that's about it. So yeah, overall I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a fun watch. I thought it was fucking hysterical. It had a lot of funny moments, at least for me personally. So yeah, let me know if you guys have seen Terrifier 3. Are you a fan? Are you a fan of the general Terrifier franchise? Let me know, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.